What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm going to talk about today's SEC championship game, as you had the Alabama Crimson Tide beating the Georgia Bulldogs 41-24 to win the SEC championship game, and basically punch their ticket into the college football playoff. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, I'm gonna have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. Excuse me, and whenever I get a chance to, I'll get back at you. Come holler at your boy. Also, if you're a Madden 22 player on Xbox One, I'm gonna have my Xbox One gamer tag down in the description box also. So come get at me. Y'all may hear beeping noise throughout the video. I do apologize for that. Please excuse me for the inconvenience. All right, to all you Alabama fans, I have to let y'all know something sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I don't like y'all. I can't stand y'all. And once again, I am jealous of the fact that y'all won this game. And y'all won the SEC and going back to the college football playoff. Look, now since I had to get that out of the way, let me talk about this game. First from an Alabama perspective, I think Bryce Young pretty much sealed the Heisman Trophy tonight. I'm gonna say that's a safe bet that Bryce Young has sealed the Heisman Trophy. Would mean that's the second straight year in a row an Alabama player will win the Heisman Trophy award. I mean, just a sensational performance, man. Look, the guy is ultra talented. Like you just is 5-star quarterback. Can move around a little bit, a lot actually. Has a very accurate arm. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest guy, but he whips the ball around well, and obviously he has people to throw the ball to. But he did a tremendous job today. I think he won the Heisman. He's been the best player in college football this year. You know, there were stretches throughout the year for a couple of weeks where you may look at one player may look like he in the lead, and another player may look like he in the lead. But honestly, to me, it comes down to him. He's been the most exciting, the most consistent, the most talented player all season. And I think he's definitely going to get, especially with Bama beating that defense in the manner in which they beat it. You got no choice basically but to give him that award, in my opinion. And then when you look at him, but honestly, as great as he was, as great as Jamison Williams was again, Mechie gets banged up in the first half. I got to give a lot of credit to the Alabama offensive line because one of the things coming into this game, I didn't think they could block Georgia. When you look at how they've struggled against LSU to block LSU earlier this year. They struggled mightily last week to block Auburn. With Georgia's front seven with those guys like Jordan Davis and the Cato Dean and all them. It's like ain't no way Alabama gonna be able to block them. And lo and behold, the offensive line stepped up and had a tremendous game. And you see what happens when Bryce Young has time to throw the football. He's going to hurt you. He's going to throw accurate passes. He knows where to go with the ball. And if you cover everything, he has the speed and the athleticism to escape out of the pocket and run for first downs, if not touchdowns. So you got to give the Alabama offensive line a lot of credit. Robinson gutted it out tonight. Didn't have a big much of a run game, but he gutted it out. And defensively, they came up with key turnovers. They got a pick six. They got an interception when Georgia was basically in the red zone, trying to score. They gave up plays here and there, of course, but when it all buckled down to it, they all stepped up and came up with critical turnovers and stops when they had to. So look, you just got to give them credit, man. I thought Georgia would pull this game out, though I knew Bama obviously had a shot, but things went their way, and it did. They played great. They coached great. They played great. You can't take nothing away from him. And I feel like Bryce Young will be this year's Heisman Trophy winner. And when you look at it from a Georgia aspect, it's good. There's pros to this and there's cons to this. I'm gonna start with the cons with Georgia. Y'all got to get a more two things. Georgia reminds me so much of how LSU used to be under Les Miles, where you got a great defense, great defensive scheme, but you have a Stone Age offense. Like this offense is stuck in the Stone Age. Like it's everything seems condensed. Yes, they take their shots. They got a nice one to Pickens. And look, shout out to George Pickens, man, because most players in his position would not even go out there at all. I mean, you tore your ACL in the spring, and you're going out there. You're going to be maybe a first round pick at the wide receiver position, if not definitely a second round. I think he's a first round talent, obviously, but you go out there and you contribute to your team. I honestly thought they should have gave him more opportunities, honestly. Um, but besides them taking their little shots here and there down the field, I mean, they want to line up and play smash mouth football and run the ball. And look, when you're playing against the majority of teams, it's going to work because they don't have the 4 and 5 star recruits that Georgia had. But when you go up against another team like in Alabama, or in the past, or LSU or somebody like that that has equal amount of 4 and 5 star players, you're going to struggle, and that is what happened with them tonight. The offense is stuck in the Stone Age. They don't have a great quarterback. They have a okay game managing quarterback, but that's the difference. Alabama has a guy that's going to win the Heisman Trophy. Georgia has a guy that they basically asking not to make mistakes. And going in going in the next year or whatever, they're gonna have to become more of a modern day offense, in my opinion. LSU did it, Alabama did it. These teams adapted and adjusted. There's 3 yards in cloud of dust. Yes, you're gonna beat the Kentuckys of the world, and you're gonna beat the Clemsons of the world whenever they lose everybody. You're gonna beat these teams, the Tennessees, the Floridas on a year when they firing their coach. You're gonna beat these teams. But when you come to the Alabamas of the world, like you have to be able to score points. And they went through the same thing with Stetson Bennett last year. Yeah, y'all gonna scheme up a nice play here and there to get open, but ultimately you need a more modern day offense. And with all due respect to Stetson Bennett, you need a prolific type of quarterback. Now they had that in Justin Fields, but apparently they felt like Jake Fromm was better. So there you have it. Kirby got to get a big time quarterback over there, and they got to run a better offensive scheme. And despite that being said, the defense, like they just got whipped. They got manhandled today. They came in feeling good, I'm sure, giving up only 7 or whatever points a game, and Alabama shellacks them. They play against a great quarterback with 4 and 5 star weapons, and they can't stop nothing. They couldn't get no pressure on Bryce Young, and they couldn't cover these wide receivers, yo. It's a humbling experience for Georgia. Like it's real, real humbling for them. But I'm gonna say this in fairness to Georgia, the pro out of the whole situation is they're in the playoff. They are in the college football playoff. There's no way the committee are going to knock them out. They may jump down to 3 or something like that, but they're going to be in the college football playoff. I think they're going to be on the opposite side of Bama, where they're going to play probably Michigan if they win, or Cincinnati or somebody like that. But Georgia is going to be in the college football playoff, and they definitely have a great shot to see Alabama again. So if I'm a Georgia fan, I hold on to that you would think, okay, by us seeing Bryce Young this time, you would think that they would play better the next go around when they see him. But at the same time, it's like, you know, they gotta fix something, man. I just feel like the quarterback play is not good enough. Combined with the fact that, I think their offensive scheme is too a little past tense as opposed to being in the modern day. Excuse the phone. But with that being said, y'all, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I have LSU, NCAA, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.